wonderful, fantastic, lurid, macabre. These are the stories of my life. Unlikely though they might seem, it must be understood that each has its roots in absolute truth. Some of these tales may amaze you. Some may shock you. Some might even horrify you. But whatever the case might be, each is guaranteed to entertain. So sit down to a handsome repast and remember to proceed with caution.
Hello, and welcome to yet another snack and story with yours truly. I got lazy again, and am now recording it on the day it should be up, which is Friday, the 18th of June. So if you don't see this on Friday, that's on me. As I said again, I was going to record it, but then I did a couple of other things. I was going to record it yesterday. But then I ended up reading through the great god Pan, actually. And I will come out with a book review on that soon. It's a piece that requires much rumination, I will say that. So it might be a little while yet before I do eventually review it. And I was going to do some reading today. I was going to read the Foundation trilogy, or complete it rather. But then all of a sudden, I've been trying to start work on this novel, this new novel that I am working on for a few days now, and figured, since I'm on my own here at this location, I'd be writing every day. Well, that wasn't the case. I haven't written on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Today, however, I was struck with inspiration, and all of a sudden, the words just kept pouring out of me. And you see there, that's about how much I've written today. So about a page or so. Don't you just love it when you don't even have to try, and all of a sudden you just cannot stop? I wish that worked all the time. Unfortunately, it really doesn't. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll finish work on that project here a little later. Anyhow, so today's snack, I actually am working on incorporating more snack foods into this series, and not really meals like I have been doing usually in the past. And this time I have a snack food for you. This time I have chocolate flavored covered pretzels. So I guess this isn't actual chocolate that's on them, it's chocolate flavoring, whatever the case. And I'll go ahead and open this. I won't eat all of these, believe you me, even though I'm very tempted to. And I suppose I'll dig in and go ahead and start with the story. So this story is a bit of a shorter one, so do forgive the brevity of this. But this incident happened to me about a week ago or so, and it seems very often, as I said, if you've not seen The Confidence Man Part 2, I highly suggest you do that. But it seems to me that the more I live in life, the more things happen and the more stories I have to tell. Very interesting indeed. Such is the case with this one here. So, my brother and I were just out and about. I think we just had lunch or something or other. A very good lunch, mind you. and we were headed back to this place actually, and he had to go get something from this particular establishment. I won't name the establishment, but it's a place at which you can procure items for a very low cost. Let us say it is 1 cent less than $1. That's all I shall say about that. And some of the prices are a bit questionable. Not everything is 1 cent less than $1. Actually, about half of their items are about $2 or $3. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, we went in there. And he was getting something for his, I think, car, to where he could, put several things in this little pouch and hold it and such. And like an organizer sort of a thing. And I figured whilst I was there, I was earlier that week presented with a little prayer book, a pocket prayer book that's about this big, maybe about yay big. That's my finger compared to it, so about that small. And I was asked if I wanted it and such, and my mother asked me if I wanted it, and I had to look through it, and evidently the text block, I suppose it was glued to the little cover, but over time, over 30 odd years, the glue sort of dried up and basically lost its stickiness, and the text block fell out, and so I had to repair it. And so as I was in this shop, I decided that I needed some glue sticks, because I have a glue gun, a hot glue gun at the house, and was in need of glue sticks because I was running out. I'd used that hot glue gun, well, not that particular one, but I've used a hot glue gun in the past to make puppets. I'll probably do some videos on that, how I used to make puppets. And over the years, I've used it, to repair other things. And I figured, this is one more thing I can repair, and I'll just buy some glue sticks if I need it. So that's what I went ahead and did. And they were about, $1. So 1 cent less than $1. And so I find the sticks, but my brother didn't find what he was looking for. So he said he would wait for me as I, was buying my item. And so I got in line. It was a long-ish queue of people. And I was waiting in there, and I noticed that the woman in front of me had a very substantial stock of stuff in her trolley. She had all sorts of food. She had rutabagas, she had scallions, she had ginger, all of this stuff. It looked as though that she was stocking up for a hurricane or something or other. It was just stockpiled with all of this stuff, and it was very clear that after the people who were before her, I wouldn't be able to get my item priced or checked out in time, because we were supposed to get back here by 4 to walk the sleeping dog over there, and also to turn in some bottles for money before they closed. And so the minutes just kept counting down and such and all this, and I was almost ready to ask this woman, if it's all right with you, I'd like to cut in line. Could I cut in line? I only have one item. I didn't have the courage to do that, because I didn't know how she'd respond or anything. But then it got into my head that, you know what, just screw it. I don't really need glue sticks at this point in time. I probably have a couple at the house that I could use. So I was just going to return them back to their proper place. That's what I was thinking of doing. And very nearly did that. All of a sudden, this man comes up behind me, holding this little dog toy in his hands and such. And then, he noticed he has one item, I have one item, and he asked me, do you want to ask if we can cut in line because we both have one item? And I said, oh, okay, sure. And so basically, what he does is he confronts the lady and asks her very nicely if we could cut in line because, we only have one item and such. And she was very gracious and such and, let us go ahead of her. As, most people want to do. And then it got to the point where I was with the glue sticks, he was with his little squeaky toy. And now that we were next in line, I said, the question is now who goes first, me or you? And then he said, you, to me, obviously. And so I went first, got my item, and, I was very, very glad to have done so. And then all of a sudden he asked, I say thank you to him. And then he says, well, don't thank me, thank her. And he basically asked this lady her name. And they'll never see this probably, but I presume her name was Allison. And the man's name with the dog toy was Danny. And then he asked me what my name was, and he said, my name's Miles and such and all that. And, we just, shook hands and such and all that, and said, we'll see you around and we'll have a nice day. We were on a merry way, basically. So I could have asked this lady if I could cut in line. And I'm sure she would have been gracious enough as to let me, but I wasn't very sure. But now apparently I know I can, if I ever need to do so in the future. But that's not the end of the story. When we get back home, actually to my parents' house, or my mother's house, we go and get the bottles and such, and I say, I need to glue this, prayer book, this little pocket prayer book, and I bought some glue sticks, and I asked where the gun was, and apparently Mum had put it in the place where it already was, this little chest of drawers right here. Or not a chest of drawers, it's just a little case with doors that went out like that, like this, or here are the handles, and they sort of rolled out like a bread box. So it was in one of those, and so I got the gun and was making to use it when all of a sudden I noticed right next to it were 4 sticks of glue bound together in a very large elastic band. And I felt just like an utter idiot for going through all this trouble and making a potentially just like new acquaintance, maybe even 2, to buy glue sticks that I didn't even need. But I'll use them someday. Believe you me, I will use them someday. And I eventually did glue the book back into the text block of the book back into position, and so that did kind of work. But at what cost? Because I didn't get to use the glue sticks that I had bought. But I'm sure I will one of these days down the road. Anyhow, that is it. My apologies if this story seemed a bit boring. It's just, well, I couldn't think of anything else. I mean, I have plenty of ideas, but I kind of want to save those for another time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please tune in next week for yet another snacking story with yours truly to see what else I will regale you with and what else I'll be eating during its duration. I hope you all have a good evening, or a good morning, good afternoon, good midday, good evening, good midnight, depending on whenever you plan to see this. And we'll see you sometime soon in the next one. So cheers.